Yo, what is up everyone? Hello and welcome to Snapper Pass with me, Red Snapper. I am MJ, the original gangst. Send it. This is the series where we look at the new cards coming to Marvel Snap each week, and this week is The Thing, Fantastic Four First Steps version. He's a 5/6, end of turn, +2 power, once per game. If your side here is full, destroy an enemy card here with less power. In this video we're going to be looking at decks, how much he costs, the energy, the mechanics and other cool stuff. You should use the chapters below if you want to skip to the part you want, but true legends watch the whole thing. Let's talk about this damn card then. So if you want to grab it, you can buy it with 6,000 tokens, or you can gamble and open a seasonal Series 5 snap pack, which could also contain all of the cards from the previous season, the Masters of the Arcane, and also the cards from this season, and also Kid Omega, who has recently been added to seasonal Series 5 snap packs, so you can get him for a reasonable amount of currency / money now. Good. Okay, before we actually look at the mechanics, let's do another season pass giveaway. I think this is the last code I've got, so last chance, then you're stumzoed, okay? So yeah, you have to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You have to like this video and then comment on this video saying which character deserves a new version. This is our second version of the Thing. We've already got a base version, right? A normal standard vanilla card. This is the second version. Which character deserves a second shot at having a card? Yeah, you could win the Fantastic Four First Steps season pass, so please do that. And yeah, I do need a way to be able to contact you. Please don't forget to reply to the message. Like, keep an eye out for my reply. Good. Okay, let's talk about the mechanics of the card. I think that the Thing Fantastic Four First Steps version card is actually going to fit into more decks than you may suspect. I think one of his biggest strengths is that he may become like a pretty reasonable de facto 5-cost inclusion. If you just need a 5-cost card, you could certainly look at the Thing. Outside of that though, I think it's going to work well in buff decks. That's going to directly impact his ability. Of course. Zoo decks, because they like filling locations, and that's generally what you want to do with the Thing. Not always though, you may not need to. Thanos, yes, Thanos can play a lot of cards. How about Atlantis decks? Because Atlantis decks, they play generally one card in 2 locations, and then they fill another location. The Thing could be a way to, and like you feel pretty comfortable about winning those outside locations, because you might be doing stuff like Namora, Kahori, that sort of thing, and just benefiting from the inherent abilities of those cards. Might be a Lasher, like doubling that power, etc. Well, maybe the Thing is another good card that you might play at the filling location, and it gives you an extra bite at the cherry to be able to win that location too. Mill decks might like him because you can just play him into a filled location on turn 5 and kill one of their stuff, especially if you're going to move stuff away. So maybe even opportunity for a Silky Smooth or Into Club style deck. Around these parts, we call it Into Club because Into Club you mingle. Mingle rhymes with Pringle, and Pringles comes in a stack, and that's what you do with cards. This is like it is. Go play them in a stack. Fantastic Four decks. Yes, brand new archetype Fantastic Four has been birthed this. Apologies for my speech impediment this episode. That is apparently something that is happening. I can only assume it's because I'm excited. It's Donkey Kong Day. Donkey Kong, one of my favourite video game characters, quite possibly the reason that I love video games, to be honest, guys. Anecdote time. Oh, 'twas a morn, 'twas an eve in 1994. I was sat around a family friend's house, the Judds, if they're watching. Haven't spoken to them for 30 plus years, so reasonably unlikely that they're watching. But yeah, the Judd family. Now, this is also the family where I first saw a Lynx. If you've never seen a Lynx, not the cat, the video game console. Yeah, that was wild. That was a mental machine to look at 30 years ago. Anyway, I was sat on the floor watching them play the SNES, and they were playing a game where some monkeys were riding around in a minecart. And in that moment, quite possibly, I fell in love with video games, and quite possibly also fell in love with roller coasters. So it could have been a double whammy. I don't know, but yeah, since then I've been hooked. Let me just pull this down. Yeah. Anyway, you don't necessarily want to listen to this. I suppose you want to listen to this or watch this in my brand new series, Chat and Snap. This is, like a new series that I've done. You should definitely watch it. It's going to be like a variety sort of vlog style show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I did upload the first episode this week. Anyway, yeah, Fantastic Four cards, they like locations to be filled. Same with Human Torch, right? So you could certainly play both of them in the same deck. Maybe it is sort of like a Silky Zoo Fantastic Four sort of hybrid style deck. I guess we'll see. Thing is really the first card that really makes this deck more possible. Anyway, end of turn decks, we've seen them coagulate with the emergence of the Fantastic Art, and maybe lockdown decks, guys. Maybe a lockdown deck could be a good one, because you play Storm in one location, then you sort of ignore it or whatever, or play move cards, whatever, and then you play Thing in another location, and then you move the cards out of the Thing location. That could be something that I thought of. Or you just do the other lockdown stuff like Ultron and Doom, which also allow you to fill locations. So definitely some interesting stuff here. Okay, so the end of turn ability triggers in addition to the destroy card. So if we look at last week's card, which is Human Torch First Steps, that card was like if you fill this location, instead of gaining power, you double the power. So you don't get the +1 on the final turn. This one, you do actually get the gain power, so you get the +2, and then he destroys a card. So you double dip in the ability, which is cool. And he will destroy a card with less power than him. So please bear in mind, it could hit a very low power card. In fact, pretty much for the purpose of this video, and when relevant, I'll also prepare the piss off, Lou. I will specifically mention it too. But let's just assume that he's killing a 2 power card. Generally, lowest power card on their side is probably going to be 2 power, right? So let's just assume that he's killing a 2 power something. Nearly said thing, but yeah. Anyway, pros. He can become a 10 power card, dodging Shang-Chi, and can destroy a 9 power card. So that is like that's like a 19 power swing. Is it a swing? Not really a swing. It's a 9 power swing, but it's like it's good. It's like a 5/19. It's like a 5 cost infinite. Pretty good. And there aren't many default 10 power cards. I know he only goes to that, with a default good with most things / at least neutral ability. That sentence was worded extremely poorly, but basically what I'm trying to say is, if you look at the 5 costs in the game, first of all, there aren't many 10 power cards. It's literally like Agamotto and Red Skull. So you basically got no choice. And then the Thing First Steps, right? It's just generically good. It's not hindering your deck or completely changing what you have to do with your deck like Agamotto does, and it's not giving your opponent power like Red Skull does. So really, this is very arguably the best 5/10. It sort of is. You do have to play it on curve to get that, but and then cons. It's a random effect we've seen before, especially cards like a very similar card actually, the Spider-Man 2099, who is a 5/9. Yes, you have to trigger him in a more difficult way, I'd say. It's more difficult to move a card, be it you could do it via Madam Web or Ghost Spider, or however you're doing it, but it's more difficult to do that. It definitely has more cost associated with it than just filling a location, which is a bit easier to do. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. So, and you need to commit to filling a lane to get a random destroy effect. So you have to fill a location, which in itself, I just said it's easier than moving a card, but in itself it might not be something that you necessarily want to do, or that is necessarily easy to do. And then that is just to get this ability, which in itself is random, could destroy a 2 power card, or even if they've just abandoned that location. So, some interesting stuff. And then the future of the card. The Fantastic Four archetype is about filling locations, similar to Zoo decks. So more Fantastic cards continue to be released this month. I'm not actually sure if any more are coming out after the thing, but yes. That is the words I'm saying, and whether they're true or not, who could say. Anyway, the counters to this card may include armor. Armor, of course, is just going to prevent the Thing from destroying anything at that location, so you're just relying on the power. Jean Grey might stop you from being able to fill the location that you expected or wanted to, or may just force you into playing the thing into a location that you weren't planning to. And then Destroy Dex / Nimrod. The thing destroying Nimrod is obviously disastrous, potentially, actually, unless it's sort of, that is where where their big one ends up, and yeah, other things happen. But yeah, if you are destroying Nimrod, I think you probably would struggle to win the game anyway. But yeah, even just tagging like a Wolverine or something could be pretty disastrous. And then Synergies, Killmonger, because... sorry, for a second there, I forgot why I put this as a synergy. No, it's because you could actually Killmonger on the final turn of the game. If they think they're going to do so, like, basically they think that your thing is going to destroy their Maria Hill or whatever they're too, like maybe it's like a Mr. Fantastic First Steps, who's obviously very popular at the moment, and actually completely irrelevant to the point that I'm currently making. But yeah, it could be, I don't know, maybe they're playing Elektra or Uatu, two really big, well-played threats. Your Killmonger can get rid of them, and maybe the thing will destroy something bigger than just a 1-drop. Elsa Bloodstone could be an interesting one, because it not only pushes the power level of the thing to very, very high levels, but again, obviously makes you be able to destroy something bigger there. And then Ultron, like I said in the lockdown deck highlight bit, where I said about lockdown decks, good, that was a good thing to say. Yeah, he can fill 2 other locations. So, oh my god, scared the bejesus girl out of me. Sorry, I just had a load of books fall down. Absolutely annoying. Actually, I could probably show it. There's a Spider-Man sticker. I've had this for literally several years now. It's always just sat next to my sort of desk or whatever it is. Yeah, complete sticker album, guys. No big deal. Don't worry about it. All loads of shinies in that bit. So, yeah, I mean, this is so nice. I own this. I own this comic. Sorry, not pointing at the sticker. I own it. I own this. Yeah, everything about this is turning to shit, so that's good. Yeah, Ultron's a fantastic one, because you can play Ultron in one location. He himself is very big, and then you fill the thing location. You go up to what? You have played him on curves, so you're going up to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You've got 16 power at that location, nothing to sniff at. And then you're destroying something. As we said earlier, let's assume that we're destroying a 2 power card. That's like 18 power, with the potential for being more if your luck is better. So yeah, I think Ultron could be a really cool one with the thing. Let's talk about some decks. So the first one I've got for you is actually another Indie Club style deck. So I know I showed an Indie Club style deck last week for Human Torch. Let's do it again. This is a budget deck, guys, so you can afford this. Not guaranteed, but yeah, this is a cheaper deck. So you've got your mainstays in the silky smooth vibes. We've got Kitty, we've got Nightcrawler, Angela, Craven. So this is a more move style focused one. We've got Hope Summers to try and ramp out some of the stuff, because we have actually got several 5-drops in this deck. The curve is quite big, right? We've got Miles to maybe even out some of our later turns. If you don't get the ramp, yeah, hopefully we've got enough small stuff in here that we can just play out anyway. We've got 4 2-drops, so we can be malleable with our energy. And yeah, we have actually got the Mercury Cannonball scummy tactic in here, so you can do that to potentially secure a location on the final turn. And then your Ultron and your thing, and yeah, it's just good stuff. It's just good stuff, guys. So yeah, could be a fun one. Next up, it's Doomerin time. So this is a Doom / Astral Projection style deck. So we got a lot of ongoing cards here. We have got Martyr in here, because I just love Martyr, and we might be filling locations enough that she's not even going to move. And also basically because I needed to avoid playing on-reveal cards. Because the only on-reveal card that we do have in this deck is Doctor Doom and Spectrum. Sorry, yeah. That's the point of this Astral Projection deck. If you saw my Astral Projection Snapple Pass, you will have seen me highlight a very similar deck. Basically, it's like a Doom 2099 and Doom style deck, plus it's ongoing, and it's got Astral Projection to benefit from all these blah, 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 blah things. We got a lot of cheap ongoing cards in here, including Captain America Sam Wilson, so we've got at least 2 hits. Well, I guess at least 1 hit for the potential Spectrum play. And yeah, the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. We've thrown Thing in here. We've got the Claw in here. Yeah, it's just good. It's just good stuff. And yeah, I have played a little bit of Astral Projection with this style of deck, and it's a very strong deck, so I do actually recommend this in general. But let's talk about our final deck. It's a mill deck. I've called it. It's mill fill-in time. It's mill fill-in. It's mill fill-in time. MILF, 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 MILF. What are you doing to her, man? Yeah, I love John Cho. And I love that scene. I don't even know who the other actor is in that scene, but he's like equally hilarious. In fact, he's even funny. His little reaction is from American Pie, of course. For anyone who doesn't know, imagine being young. Right, American Pie came out in 1999, so you could feasibly be 20. You could be 25 years old watching this video, a full-blown adult. Let me know in the comments below if you are a full-blown adult. What a bloody weird thing to say. Good. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you are 25 years old and haven't seen American Pie. Because, yeah, of course, it was of its age, but brilliant film. Hang on. I watched American Pie 25 years ago. I couldn't possibly be that old. Well, am I 38-ish? I couldn't possibly be that old. Anyway, this is a mill deck. You have got cards what you want to mill in this deck with the opponent. You've got a card and stuff you want to re-trigger like Misery. And you can do stuff like Fire Hair as well. You've got Killmonger. Destroy your Hood, destroy your Yondu, get the double bluffs on them. We got Shanna in here just because I like her. I like playing her with Killmonger and stuff. Bring your death down. You can death strike. But you might be thinking, but MJ, why are you like destroying all your cards? You actually want to fill locations. Yeah, that's fine. That's sort of why we got the Shanna in here. Shanna can fill a location very quickly, and at the end of the game, you can either play it alongside like a death or like the Fenris could even help to fill a location as well. So it all seems good to me, guys. This could be a pretty fun one, and it's definitely one that I'm going to try out. Just a reminder, if you didn't enter the Season Pass earlier, it does still help to, maybe you've already got the Season Pass, right? It does still help to like this video and, comment on it and, subscribe and turn on notifications. All of that really helps me out. My channel is performing, it's in a bit of a dip at the moment, I think, because the game is sort of like, had some controversies around it recently, so all of your support would definitely be appreciated in these difficult times to allow me to continue to have the motivation to do this. I do love doing it, by the way. So, star ratings. I do say, listen, we'll talk about Human Torch and the score that I gave him last week in a minute. At the end of the video, we always review the previous week's card. But I am thinking 3.5 star rating for The Thing First Steps. I do think that I am slightly in the minority for how good I think this card is. I definitely think... I do actually think he's above average. I do. Like I said, if you play him on curve, he hits not only the 10 power, the crucial 10 power, which is a high amount, but also is unshancheable at that, and then you also destroy a card, so he's kind of a 12 power card. Like, if you are putting that effort into him to destroying a card, he is a 12 power card, minimum, right? So it's very good, and it's, I don't know, it's just solid. The animation's good as well, he like sort of punches like that. I think from a fun perspective, yeah, it'll be reasonably fun to like fill out a location as your requirement, and again, see the animation, 3.5. For the archetype, yeah, I think 3.5. I think he is definitely a nice new option for like zoo decks and the other archetypes that I mentioned. Especially love him with Ultron. So yeah, maybe he will actually work in a Patriot deck. I guess with the Patriot decks, you're kind of doing Blue Marvel on turn 5 anyway, so maybe that's better. And then from a competitive standpoint, yeah, I do think 3.5. I don't think it'll have a huge impact on the meta, especially in the wake of such a meta-dominant card such as Human Torch First Steps, but I think it might see some play. So ultimately, I do actually think he's a snap if you like him. If you want him, if you like him, he's a snap. He's definitely not as good as Human Torch, let's be clear on that. And yeah, not as good as like Mr. Fantastic, not as good as Invisible Woman. So he is kind of like one of the weaker cards of the season. Listen, I haven't played Herbie yet. I think I'm still not too convinced by Herbie, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, let's talk about Human Torch First Steps, because Yeah, I fucked it. I fucked it, to be honest with you guys. I gave him 3.5. I basically said, yeah, you kind of need to play him on curve to get the most out of him. Yeah, you need to fill a location, which again you might be winning anyway. So I don't know. I think I just basically sort of misanalyzed how easy it is to proc this guy and how easy it is to just get value from him. Because of course, in isolation, yeah, maybe a lot of what I said is true. However, you're not playing this card in isolation. You are playing cards which synergize with him, Mr. Fantastic, for example, or like Gwempool or Galacta. Even just getting a few of those hits off on him absolutely puts him Tut Moon. Puts my head on Tut Moon, thinking about how good he is. So yeah, I fucked it. I gave him 5 stars. I think he's actually a 5-star card. I think he's phenomenally good. Possibly broken. Quite possibly broken. Might be tuned down. I could see him going to 1. I could probably see him going to 1. Yeah, and that is we're coming to the end of this video, and I feel like this is a dour note. I feel like this is a solemn note. So maybe I'll just say maybe I don't even have the words. Maybe I should sing to you. Some people are just walking outside. I've got a window right there, and it goes onto a path, and there's some school children walking past right now. But maybe we sing this song to all have a wonderful time in Marble Snap. We love playing the game. I know you love it. And although I know it might pain you sometimes, we all just need to think about how we feel about the game and enjoy it if we do. So yeah, that was very bad, but I hope that it's good. See you next time. You'll definitely come back soon.